Hello my friends, how is everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. This is Sheree and my channel is Turquoise Dreaming, and I'm here in my previous empty craft room, which is on the first story of my house, the first floor. And I've been showing you videos where I've been moving everything up, so I just wanted to show you real quick. Those are my empty shelves that I did not bring upstairs, so I wanted to show you real quick the empty craft room. Yes, everything is gone. From here is the back of the door where you come in. Oh, there's a hook up there. I left a hook there. I didn't realize that was there. Anyway, and here's my closet. So I'm going to show you the closet real quick because this is the last thing I have to bring up is these shelves here that are in my closet. And I have a place for them upstairs. I just was waiting because, well, I guess mostly because my son still has some furniture he has to remove. But I moved the furniture over enough so I could get these shelves in, I think. So, but meanwhile, I have also been organizing these shelves. So I've got 4 here. There's 1 there, 2, 3, and 4. And so these books were they were pretty much, well, most of them were here except for all the little golden books. Some of them were in other places. So while I was moving my craft room up, I was also, organizing things. So I got these shelves organized also. So, all I have to do now is take everything off. Like I'll do one shelf at a time, and just like take everything off of this shelf, move the shelf up, put everything back on. You know what I mean? So I can keep it organized in the way that it is. So just to show you real quick, this is my little golden books. I don't mean to go so quick, but I just want to, this video not to be too long. But there's some wonder books in there too. But mostly little golden books, just some crafting things up here. And then you see the things on top of the shelf I'm going to leave there probably. I do have a little bit of room right here, so some of the things here maybe could go over there. I don't know. I'll figure that out when I go up there, but I'm happy with the way it is. If it ends up just this exact way, I'll be fine with that. But this is like the organization I have here, just to show you real quick also. Typing, shorthand, technical calendars, and children's dictionaries. The next shelf is flowers and birds. That shelf down there is sewing. This whole all these 3 shelves on this one is cooking, cookbooks, things like that. And then this one, here's the things on top. These are book pages that I've taken out of books that I can grab to put into journals. I didn't really tell you what these were. It doesn't really matter, but like vocabulary cards, guest checks, envelope, and card sets, envelopes. Over here we just have some, these are just some time cards, password, little things I found at the craft store, and painting cards, like bookmarks, card type things. Anyway, this shelf is just some children's books, and these are some, like, there's some papers in there, like books that with cool papers, and magazines. I think my highlights magazines are in there. Yeah, they're over there. And those are my Reader's Digest magazines. Those are atlases right there. And that is a stack of book covers. Just empty. I've taken the pages out and I have the book covers. So, yeah, everything's empty. See, this is my shelves where I used to have my paper. This is I did a video on these things that are up here on the shelf. This is my stocking stuffer organization and some gifts for coworkers and my friends. So, yeah, I did a video on that on my other channel. If you want to see that video, my other channel is Turquoise Dreaming Sheree's Vlogs, and you can go, and the link is below if you'd like to see that video. But anyway, let's go upstairs. Let me pause real quick. Go upstairs and show you what I brought upstairs this week. Just 1 second. Okay, I'm going to give you a look-see around, just in case there's something I didn't show you. You can see it, and if you see anything you may have questions about, you can ask me. I think I already showed you everything here, but I know the major thing I brought up, but I, might have brought up something like, I'm not sure if I had these door organizers up here last time. So they are up here now. And the major piece I brought up here is, let me twirl you around here. I know I got everything off the walls too, but and I'll show you that where I put the things that were on the walls, because I have the little issue of not too many tall walls up here, because I have, dormers and things up here in this top half of my house. So yeah, this shelf unit I brought up this week. I had to empty everything out of it, everything off the top, sides, whatever, shelves, and the drawers I was able to take out. And then my sons brought up the basic shelf unit, and then I brought everything up and put it back where I had it. I did already, as I've been doing the whole time, reorganize things, and just like this right here, this kind of tote. I had a bunch of scrapbook paper in there, and now I have my scrapbook paper somewhere else. There was some like miscellaneous papers and things when it was downstairs right here and on the other side. So I moved this over and just put one of my wallpaper. I have one wallpaper book, so I put that there. And then I have another stack of wallpaper, which I put in the other room by my scrapbook paper. And then, and then these were like this, but there was some things in there, which I took out and put somewhere else. And then down here, the things that you see were there. I know it's a little dark under there, but it's just under that shelf. So there's a shaded air. It's like shaded. But anyway, those were there. So I put them back, but there were some more things stacked on top of these side pieces here on the right. And then that wasn't there. That was somewhere else. That was in my closet, actually. And that's some scrap packs of just paper. Okay, and the top was much more cluttered. So I didn't want this as cluttered as it was when I brought it up here. So I have been, making sure I put the things on top and reorganized those. That was a lot of the ephemera we reorganized and put into containers and things. A lot of that was up here. So of course that's gone now, and just have what's left up here. These little things right here are just things if my granddaughter comes up here, she'll grab those and play with those. You know what I mean? I leave them there because so there's something here like, I don't have to say don't touch anything. She can grab those and play with them, and she does do that. So anyway, and then I brought the drawers up just to state what I've done with the drawers. I've been thinking, I never told you, or actually said it, that the drawers that I brought up here and the drawers in my dresser that I brought up, I have not reorganized those. I just basically brought them up and put them back into their spot. So that's what I did here. But I do want to do future videos on reorganizing the drawers, like go through everything in them, take it out, make sure I want to keep everything and that sort of thing. And then, make sure what's in there and then put them back. So we can do that at some future point, like not too distant future. I don't want to, I don't want it to be years until I get to that. I want it to be like ongoing organization. So the drawers here in my dresser, I would like to reorganize. I just didn't take time to do that right now. So anyway, the point is, this was the major piece, and the last big piece I had to bring up here whenever I talked about furniture I had to bring up here. This was it. This is the last one because it was the heaviest. In this area, my son still has some furniture here. All this black furniture is his. So, I kind of was waiting, and his house is going to be another couple months, so I didn't want to wait anymore. So I just went ahead and brought this up, and I'm going to bring the shelves up and I'll show you those in the next video. But the things that I brought off that were on the wall, I also brought up and made sure I got everything off the wall downstairs this past week. So this was an old spice rack that I thrifted, and now it's got some of my goodies on there. I had that on the wall down there, and this little letter holder, and I keep my vintage envelopes in there. So that was on the wall downstairs. So I put those two pieces here. And I was, like I said, I don't have a lot of higher wall space. And these are small. I could have put them around, but I don't like clutter either. And this was an empty spot. This whole wall was empty here. So there you go. I got some there now. And then this side ended up, I kind of, looked around and briefly experimented with where I wanted to put these pictures, and decided to put them all here, and it ended up, I really like how it ended up because it kind of looks like my little art gallery here. So as I walk through this next door in my in this upstairs area, this big picture here, and I've mentioned this picture before, I picked it up off the side of the road. Somebody had it out by a trash can, and I thought it was so pretty. I drove by it a couple times, and I was like, I'm going to stop and get that, because I really loved it, and I still do. So the frame is nice and everything. I don't know. Somebody painted it. There's a name on here, and I always mention it when I do kind of a detailed craft tour of my craft room. But I mean, it's so nice, and I just think they really did a good job, and I always liked it from the moment I saw it on the side of the road. So free picture there. All my artwork here is free to me anyway. So, well, I did buy the frames for my son's pictures, but yeah, that's my son's. I know it's hard for me to get in this area here. I think this is better maybe, but yeah, that's my youngest son's artwork from school, and that's in a frame there. These were all downstairs in my downstairs craft room. This is my daughter-in-law's artwork from when she was in, I think she said she was still in high school when she did these, and she was getting rid of them, so I took them off her hands. She wanted to get rid of them. I was like, no. And I thought they were beautiful. I mean, she painted those like freehand, She's very artistic. And then this bottom picture is my older son's artwork from school. So it's sunflowers, in case you can't see. Sunflowers. I love the just the childlike drawing of the whole thing there. It looks, I mean, people probably try to do that, something like that, as an adult, and a kid just draws it. It looks so cool. And that's my favorite lighthouse, by the way, in North Carolina, over on the East Coast, called Currituck, the Currituck Lighthouse. It's got all made of bricks. It's a beautiful, old-looking lighthouse over on the East Coast of North Carolina. So, I don't know, I'm not sure what that lighthouse is. I'd have to ask her if she just, I really need to ask her what lighthouse, if she just copied it out of a book or out of her head or what. So I'm going to ask my daughter-in-law what lighthouse that is, because that's not, none of the lighthouses, we went on a tour of the lighthouses in North Carolina. Like when we first moved here, we just went over and drove, took a little vacation and just drove from lighthouse to lighthouse. And that one, I don't think there's any with little houses around it here that I saw. There's probably, we try to see just about every lighthouse over on the East Coast of North Carolina, but we might not have seen every one, you know what I mean? But we saw pretty much all of them, except for, I might have missed one. But anyway, this doesn't look like any of the lighthouses we saw. There was a white one over there, but I don't think it had houses around it, so. Anyway, I could be wrong. It's been a long time since we've been on the lighthouse tour. Almost, 25 years. Well, probably within the first 2 years, so maybe 23 years. But anyway, So here's the rest of everything you've already seen. I'm keeping it pretty clean and, picked up. I got my Christmas stuff out, so this is what my table's looking like. Now I just got it out. It was nice to have this table here and be able to just put everything out here. All my Christmas stuff. Oh, I don't have all the lights on over here, so it's a little dark. I need to turn the lights on, but that's my selfie stick that I put my camera on if I need to. Like when I'm doing ephemera video, I use that. I was just experimenting because I have 3 of them. I was trying to figure out which one was the most stable last night. But yeah, just to show you the state of it. Let me turn my light on over here real quick. One of my lights anyway. There we go. That's a little better. But anyway, yeah, this is the rest of it in case you haven't seen any of my craft room organization videos. This is the rest of it. And I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't want this video to be too much longer, but I have my space here pulled out because I was cold the other night. But you've pretty much seen everything. I didn't have to fill up the cabinets. I'm going to just go around. My son's going to take his appliances in a couple months. Those will be gone, but these cabinets and drawers are not full of stuff. There is a few things in here, but not full of, not crammed full of stuff. Some of them are even empty, so I did not fill up every single spot up here, so I'm glad about that. I don't plan on it either, you know what I mean? So, yeah, if I want to spread out the things that are in here already, that, that can be, I can do that. I can just, move things around, but I'm not going to bring in a bunch of more stuff because, it's full enough. It's full enough, believe me. So, you know how it is. So anyway, I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I mean, it's fine the way it is right now. The only thing I have downstairs is I do have a Cricut that I don't use, and someone gave it to me, a Cricut maker, and I know it works because I have tried it just to know, for my own self that, it's worth keeping, and I know it works. I just have to teach myself how to use it. And so I contemplated selling it or giving it away. And I just thought, I need to keep it and just give it a good chance, So I'm going to, when my son takes his appliances, I'm going to put maybe even a temporary table here before I decide if I want to, actually keep the Cricut. I'm going to put maybe a temporary table right here, and because I have my computer my little laptop right there, and then I'll hopefully take the time to, or I want to take the time to experiment with that Cricut and teach myself how to use it, and then decide. And then if I love it or I even like it, I will get more permanent, nicer table and put there. And that can be my Cricut area there. So that's the only thing I have downstairs. I have it put away where it's out of the way and I don't, it's not in the way and I don't have to, because I did have it out and it was like, I'm not using this. Why is it here cluttering up my wherever it was? And so I put it away where I didn't have to see it all the time. And it wasn't, I'm going to call it eye clutter because it's just like, there's certain, there's clutter up here, of course, but it's whatever is up here is pleasing to my eye. That wasn't pleasing to my eye because it was just like, it's a big machine and it's just sitting there taking up space and making the area look, not messy, but just not how I wanted it. So I don't know, it's hard to explain, but maybe you know what I mean. But anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching this week. Stay tuned for the shelves. I'm going to bring those up this week, and then I'll show you that. I'll show you how those look and where I put those. And we'll go from there. Then we'll clean out the drawers. Those are the drawers I'm talking about over there in that gray dresser. I did not clean any of those out or reorganize those or anything. So those drawers and the drawers downstairs, everything else has been reorganized pretty much, except for, well, the little drawers and those little organizers that I have. Those have not been reorganized, but those were already organized, so you know I didn't need to reorganize those. And you saw the ones we did in that little. Ooh, it's kind of focusing on my finger. Hold on. I'm trying to show you the little aqua shelves over there in the bottom corner. Those we did together, or some of those we did together. Oh, we organized underneath my table too, which is over there. That table, the underneath of that is where the cookbook stuff is that I have up here already. So anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for many fun craft videos coming out of this craft room, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.